So it's been a moment, guys. It's been a long while since I last posted on here, and yeah, sorry for the hiatus. It's been so many stuff happening. A bunch of those videos that I posted in the last while were like quite old videos. I've moved places twice since that time, but I think I'm in that point now where I can start creating. By the way, before I get on to talking. We are doing a quick drive from Queensborough. It's a 32 minutes drive, supposedly 25 kilometers. And we'll be driving to Port Coquitlam. So part of the updates, I don't know that I think I've probably made a video showing these new updates. There is no object in my path, so it just needed a nudge. Okay, I think it was just waiting for. Oh, so yeah, it's being a bully right now. Took not necessarily being a bully, but yeah, there are two cars coming in. This is a very narrow stretch, um, so you have to kind of give way for the next car to come in. So, autopilot settings. I have it in hurry, plus 15% maximum speed offset. I'm not going to be doing much highway driving, so it's going to be mostly inner city. I think I might be connecting to the highway a little bit. Actually, not really. So this should be pretty straightforward. I would only drive on the highway 1 for a very short stretch, so should be okay. So right now we're at 61%, so that estimated arrival should be 55%. It's a very hot day. You see right up here, 32 degrees Celsius. So I'm using the car is actually cooling it down to 20.5. So it's doing considerable work, and I would assume that the energy that it's gonna take should be considerable. We'll find that out when we get to our destination. But yeah, back to what I was saying about how it's been a long time since I last did this. Yeah, a bunch of things have happened. Like I said, I've moved twice. Um, One of the moves didn't turn out as I wanted, so I'm not going to talk about that. But right now, moved to New Westminster in British Columbia. So pretty much you'll be seeing less Alberta videos. I still have some Alberta videos that I think are cool that I should, sort of share with you guys. So I'm still gonna make those, except you guys show zero interest in them when I start posting them. But yeah, I plan to start doing more of this. One thing though is filming on here is much more beautiful. If you compare like my last Calgary video to this one, you can tell that it's much different. Another thing that's happening, we're changing the channel name. So if you guys have been on here for a while, initially I was just using this channel, just dumping videos that I find fascinating without much edits on there. But then I started sort of putting work into it and sharing things that I find interesting in the world of EVs and whatnot. So one thing that so I like I said, I recently moved again, and one thing that this has enabled me to do is to cycle to work, which has been like a sort of like a rude awakening, to be honest. I didn't realize how much of my fitness was gone. Yeah, so back in the days when I was living here in Vancouver, I used to bike to work. Um, you know, between 30 to 40 minutes bike ride. Easy slopes, nothing too difficult. Um, but then, now imagine biking an hour 20 minutes, 20 kilometer biking. So I'm gonna start sharing stuff of that nature, and that's what I think has informed the change in name of the channel, the change in purpose, and also how much work I'm looking to put into sharing stuff on here. So I'm gonna be doing stuff like I said, driving. I love driving this car when I can, but I also like getting outdoors and being outdoorsy and all of that. So I'm thinking something along the lines of that will combine both the driving and the biking. If by the time I made this video, it already has a new name, good. Otherwise, maybe you guys would help me figure out a new name. But let me know what you think. Um, so today we're doing a quick drive. Like I said, we're driving to Port Coquitlam. So Vancouver is like a really small, in land mass, quite small, but Metro Vancouver is big. And Metro Vancouver encompasses, all the way from the west, West Vancouver, North Vancouver, the endowment lands at UBC, the city of Vancouver somewhere around here. Then there is Burnaby. There's also Richmond down south. Down south still, because oh, look at this dude. Did you see that? That was bold. Like, he went ahead. Like what a human. Oh, what a human would do. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, there is also Richmond down south. Then there's Delta down south as well. Ladna, Delta, Tuasin. Tuasin is like a First Nation territory, and that is where we have like the little enclave of Point Roberts. It's in the States. I should go visit there one of these days as well. Probably I'll drive down. I'm definitely not biking all the way to Point Roberts. So, and then if you move eastwards, as I was talking about Burnaby, there is Surrey, there is Coquitlam. Between that, there's Port Moody, there's Coquitlam, there is Coquitlam. So basically, like Burnaby plus Coquitlam. This is it right here, Coquitlam, which I find funny. I think it was a coinage, a very recent coinage. I probably should look into that. And then Port Coquitlam is just outside. I'm going to the Costco there. Want to fill up my propane, get a bunch of groceries and stuff done. So I just reckon I might as well just do it in one swoop instead of, going to multiple locations to do both things. And give me an opportunity to drive today as well. Like, what did you do? Why did you cross here? So, yeah. So he crossed into this lane, and then now he needs to go back. And this dude, even though this guy is like going left, he didn't allow me get in front of him. But blame FSD. So these are some of the quirks that happens. It's going to trafficate and indicates that it's going right or left, and then it figures, okay, you know what, I'm actually where I should be. But overall, I've not done any intervention. This has been smooth. My legs are, folded. I'm not, touching anything. But I'm paying full attention. I need to make this clear. I find that in some videos that I posted, this was, Calgary videos anyway. Some person saying, oh, drivers are not safe anyway. And you are now introducing this that is driving itself. It's not safe. You know what I find? This is safer than a regular person. And I'll give you, a bunch of reasons. One, the reaction time. So if I see something, before I react to it, with this, it's all camera-based system. It sees the dangers and it reacts quickly. Before I can process the danger and react as a human, it does that faster than I would do. I've been in a couple of situations where that has happened, and this car, responds quickly. Does that mean I think I chose the wrong path because there's traffic here? Maybe a train is passing. Anyway, so I find that it's a smoother experience, than like when a human drives. If a human is driving, at some point you accelerate, you go very fast. Then at some point you also go really slow. But this, except there is maybe traffic, there is something else, hindering it, it maintains a consistent speed. And I find this very true, especially like when I go on like very long trips. Um, I find that what it does is it ends up, if it says I'm going to get to my destination with 15% battery, I end up getting there like 20-25%. Why? Because it's able to conserve energy that way. It's not suddenly stepping on the gas and then trying to blow through. It's just keeping a consistent speed, and that conserves your battery. So yeah, I find it to be much smoother. Um, so aside it, the fact that it reacts very quickly when there is danger, it's also like a complete system. Humans, sometimes our judgment is not always the best. you know However, does that mean I think it's ready to drive alone? Maybe not. I'm sure you guys have probably been seeing those videos in the US, I think in California, or is it Vegas, where um, there will be so-called, unsupervised driving. Whoever it is that is supervising it sits on the passenger seat. I still don't understand why though, but that's a conversation for another day. But they've done smoothly. They've done a good job. One thing I really think they should fix though is the maps. Especially in certain places like Calgary, like I've shown you guys time and again. But I find here in Vancouver, maybe because it's a bigger city, it's it tends to work better. So we're coming up on a bunch of bridges. That's the Patulo Bridge. It's being renovated at the moment. I think they are trying to build a new one, a bigger one. So once that happens, it should make things difficult. This is the skid row of Near West, where you find like a bunch of the homeless and unhoused. Anytime I drive through here and I see that, I actually feel sad, because no human should have to, live under the bridge. No human should have to live like that, And in a country so-called first world, country as developed as Canada, the fact that there is a section of the population, and it's growing bigger by the day. It's growing bigger. It's sad, It is sad. So this is the Fraser River. If you guys can see in the camera. So we're on Highway 1 right now. Like I said, it's going to be for like a very, very short stretch. We should be merging on to, I think, United Boulevard it should be. Yeah. That bridge goes into Surrey, I believe. Yes. Goes into Surrey. So these are one of the things that makes it beautiful to drive, and to film here. You see all of these trees? Yeah. You find this pretty much everywhere in Metro Vancouver. Not that I'm comparing or anything, but yeah, you don't find that in Alberta. And the technology has kind of really advanced. There was a time when, you can't wear this kind of glasses. The car would always, blink and say, I can't see your eyes. But now I'm wearing this thing, looks really dark, but the car can still see me. It isn't prompting me to put my eye on the screen or warn me or anything. So there was a sign just right there that says public EV charging. I'll see if I can zoom that in. Public EV charging. So people are now using, I think it's for a liquor store. People are now, I should have actually, okay, anyway, I think I should be able to go around and come there. People are now using charging to advertise. Can you imagine that? Neat. Like, we're getting there. So, Elon might be a horrible person. I might not like him or, whatever. I don't, that's not a conversation for now. But to deny the fact that this is like one solid piece of machine, will be a disservice to yourself. This is one solid piece. It is. So, we've done it from 55% to 57%. How much did we spend on energy? 137 watt hour per kilometer. That is good. Anyway, so thanks for riding with me. It's been smooth. One more thing I want to see if it's going to pull itself into a parking lot. Will it put itself into a parking stall? Do you see something? Because I can't see. Those are like in my blind spots. I saw a spot. I might lose out on the spot because I'm doing FSD testing. I saw a spot there that I could have taken, but I didn't take it. So it was gonna go in there. It's like, nope, not there. Here. This is a massive Costco lot. So yeah, tell me if this is not cool or if this is not really functional. You see, he spotted the lady. She doesn't even, she's not even paying attention or anything, but he spotted her and he waited for her. Okay, so she's not going to go across. She's going to pick a cart. So now I can park. So smooth, safe, easy. You just need to stay alert and pay attention. Thanks for riding with me. I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers.